Mhm. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي واجعل لي وزيرا من أهلي هارون أخي اشدد به أزري ويشركه في أمري كي نسبحك كثيرا ونذكرك كثيرا إنك كنت بنا بصيرا وصل اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين. We have been studying the story of Mary in the Quran. I'm hoping and also aiming at concluding the story today, inshallah, together with your comments and help. Now, one verse, apart from the section Mary of the Quran, one verse is about, again, Mary's mother and Mary herself. Let's read it, that Christ, chapter 5, Ma'idah, section 5 of the Quran, Ma'idah, and verses 75, that Christ, the son of Mary, was only a messenger. Was only a messenger. Other messengers had come and gone before him. His mother was a virtuous woman. Both he and her, she and her son, or excuse me. Both ate food like other mortals. See how clear we make these signs for them. See how deluded they are. Now, quite a number of subjects were mentioned here, as far as I can see. One is Christ is a messenger. The other one is other messengers also have been sent and employed in the same position before him. And also his mother was a virtuous woman. That is the third point. Fourth point is they both ate food. It is like you. And fifth point is how clear we make these signs for them. Now, this is a little bit difficult how to locate the meaning here. Although a very subtle meaning is in it, but we have to see all together and see which kind of signs are made here clear. That is, I think we have to struggle to get their meaning out of these words, or all the studies we made about the life of Mary and Jesus. And the last and sixth point is how deluded they are. Now, Christ, let's start from the first one. Christ is just a messenger. That is what we have been studying. Although his birth was miraculous, not the way that he was born that we are accustomed with, but that is nothing strange. It is not the first time it is happening to the messengers. There were many messengers who have come and gone before him. They were also given different types of miracles. We know lots of stories mentioned in the Quran about the miracles of the prophets. And why do you find this miracle especially unbelievable, especially, and deny it? Or take it to a very extreme position, saying that this person is not an ordinary man or a creature in his existence, in his being, not in his messengership. Of course, this mission is different from the way his body and he himself is created. So why do you see it something divine or something, a creature which has, or a being which has a divine quality? That is strange. Okay, there are many prophets before him, and they were also performing the same message, same mission. They are gone. They died as well. Jesus also is going to die, inevitably. That is a human being. But if a person is given a special mission by God, by the Creator, it doesn't mean that he is himself a divine being, or his mother was, or his birth was not as it was claimed to be. It means he was born out of a virgin, virtuous woman. Why? We mentioned about it on many occasions that his creation was, or actually, in terms of his historical context, has to be in a miraculous way, because he was sent. I don't remember any other example given in the Quran that a prophet was sent to a group of people who already believe in God, who already believe in messengers, who already believe in revelation. Now I am trying to recall my memory. There is no other prophet employed who was sent to a group of people who already believe in God and very familiar with revelation and prophets. He was sent to the children of Israel, a certain group of people, but we interpreted the children of Israel previously that a group of people, or a certain people, who are following the remnants of the revelation of a prophet. These are the children of Israel. We discussed this. For example, now the people who claim to be Muslims are also children of Israel. Why? We are following a prophet. So can you imagine a prophet was employed by God to us, saying, you corrupted the message. I'm going to renew it. I know I learned from my tradition or from the revelation I'm following, from the prophet I'm following, rightly or wrongly, but maybe somehow twisted or messed up in some way, but I am aware that the belief in God is known to me. Although I may be sincerely believing in it, I may be properly believing in God or not, that is another matter, but I am aware of such a thing happens or such a thing is really out there. Believe in God, believe in the prophets, believe in revelation. These are the main points to be a children of Israel or member of a children of Israel. So Jesus was sent to the children of Israel. They knew Torah as revealed by God. They knew Moses as employed by God. They knew there is a creator and who is the owner of the universe. But still, a prophet was sent to them. So it is difficult to make the distinction between right and wrong now. For example, as we compare it to the Prophet Muhammad's position, the people did not have any idea about, although they have a very vague and general understanding of God, very general. I mean, the creator of the universe, they don't know who he is, what it is, but I mean, God, that's it in the culture. Nothing else. Now, it is easy to make the distinction between really certain people who have no idea about what messengership is, what revelation is. In the case of Jesus, it is just the reverse, other way around. They know. But Jesus came to correct the corrupted interpretation, presentation, practice of the message. So he has to have a very, very unique position in the society so that although people say, yeah, I know there is God, I know revelation, God speaks to prophets, I know there are employed people who are called prophets, but who is this guy? Who is this person? He says, I am the prophet. Oh, we know that Moses is a prophet, and Moses brought us the message. Well, who's that? It must be heavily, heavily supported. This person, Jesus, in this case, heavily supported by miracles. Excuse me. By miracles. From the very birth of Jesus, the attentions of the people were drawn to him. Be careful, this person is exceptional, not in his creation, by God, realized by God, letting you know that something is different with this person, because he is going to have no education in religion, no education in religious institutions. He is going to have no information from other scholars of religion or religious knowledge, but he is going to teach you the correct form of Torah that you have in your hand. That is why he needs miracles. Whereas other prophets bring a new idea, an alternative ideas where people say, oh, the word is meaningless and we don't know really what will happen to us. But after we die, we will die and disappear, it seems to be, and we have no responsibility towards anyone at all, etc. We see a prophet is employed, and this prophet is saying, look, there is meaning in creation. There is purpose in your existence. You see that the universe is not stable. You see that the universe cannot really protect its existence, cannot secure its existence. It is totally dependent, completely different worldview in contrast to what people think. So it gives an opportunity to people whether this extreme idea that the world has no meaning, no purpose at all, just created by God, and that's it. And we are going to enjoy our life here and then disappear from this world. On the other side, just the opposite idea. Not everything is meaningful. Everything declares the glory of its creator, how absolute he is. So you can think, this is a new idea. How did man get this new idea? It cannot be his own production, because we know that he has been just a shepherd among us. Illiterate man, not very not educated at all, not coming from a prosperous family background, nothing, poor guy. They have the opportunity to give a chance to their understanding that this man may be employed by someone else. Something, it means God, the creator of the universe, owner of the universe. That is why Jesus' creation, or coming to the world, is furnished, if you like, with miraculous creation. There is something written in the chat box. Akabe writes, as far as I heard, there were some people who were following Prophet Abraham practices when Prophet Muhammad came. Some called Hanif, I guess very limited people. No, it may be another topic, but how was their belief and practices in general society who had some kind of God concept and saying we are descendants of Ibrahim. Descendants of Ibrahim is an Arab nation. It's a race. This is not the prophet. Archetype of the race, Arab race. That's it, nothing more. So knowing Ibrahim or knowing Kaaba as the house of God, Baytullah, does not mean they know prophet, they know revelation, etc. No, but Hanif means, in fact, following there, as the Quran describes it, following their real primordial nature without spoiling it. Hanif doesn't mean following a religious tradition. That is what I know. But thank you for asking or bringing up the subject to our attention. So Jesus, although his birth took place in a miraculous way, but doesn't mean that he is a different from other prophets. Now, therefore, his mother was a virtuous woman. What does it mean? Nothing to do with the mother. It wasn't the mother's work. It was God's work to create a baby out of a miraculous action. Miraculous action means, in this context, an act of creation which takes place not within the accustomed way of creation by human beings. I think we have to understand this. Miracle means a creation, an act of creation, which takes place not within the accustomed way of experiencing this world, how it comes into existence. Otherwise, every act of creation is miraculous. What within the context of prophetic miracles, it is what we described earlier, just now. So his mother was a virtuous woman. God created Jesus in such a way. So his mother was a virgin woman and chaste woman, virtuous woman. Sadiqa. That's why it's thickness, virtuous, not spoiling her primordial nature. Now, let's come to the fourth point. Both ate food like other mortals. It means, although the act of birth, creation of birth of the child was miraculous, but the rest of their life is like you and me. Nothing strange. One miracle is created during his birth, and that's it. Afterwards, there will be other miracles, but it doesn't mean that this baby has divine qualities. No, that like created beings. They were created beings, mother and the child, like you and me. This is understandable. We studied that in order to understand what miracle is really, especially in the creation of Jesus, and also Mary's giving birth to a baby. See how clear we make these signs for them. What is the significance of this part of the verse? As far as I understand, explaining that although the birth is miraculous, but Jesus was like any other creature, human being. His mother was like any other human being. So why do you try to give either a divine quality to them, Mary and Jesus, or completely deny that the miraculous action has taken place? Why do you need to do that? Don't you know, as we studied earlier, last week's, as you know, everything, the creation of everything is miraculous. But these miracles are taking place within an order, so we are accustomed with. That is also a miraculous creation, so that human beings can communicate with the Creator through an accustomed way. They present their need through in an accustomed way. So they will know how to ask God to create it. Although we usually misunderstanding the prayer, asking God. We ask God to create something extraordinary for us when we pray. In some cases, I may be in need of something that I cannot do it by following the order of the universe, as far as I know, as far as my capacity allows me. I ask God, please help me in this way. I cannot do it. It is beyond my capacity. That is a prayer. Well done. It's very good. This is a prayer. But at the same time, what we usually neglect, or I must say, I neglect, when I do the things in an accustomed way, I am not aware that I am praying God to create the result for me because I am accustomed to that this way. For example, if I hit this key, this will come. That's what I am accustomed with. Or when I say, if I want to speak to you, I just speak. If it comes, something comes to my mind and I share it with you. I don't think that this effort of speech, this effort of remembering what I have in my memory, I don't think that I'm praying. On top of this, if you ask me, I say, I'm doing it, I'm speaking. I mean, it is ridiculous, but we are innocent. We don't mean to deny God's act of creation, but we are not very much aware of the fact that whatever we do in this work, although we are walking, we are speaking, we are doing certain actions every day, breathing and everything we are doing, our consciousness is required to come up and remind us we are praying. We are praying to God to create the result because the creation is taking place through an order, so that I'm accustomed with this order does not necessitate that whatever I want to do must exist. The result must exist because God creates it within an order. God creates it, wills it to create, to come into existence. That's why it is happening. Otherwise, I cannot guarantee that I will breathe next moment. I cannot guarantee that tomorrow will come again. The earth will revolve and the sun rise. Sun will rise. I cannot guarantee. I cannot guarantee that when I put the seed in the soil, it will really grow. It must really grow. There's no reason. Seed has no power. I have no power because I just left it under the ground in the earth. I have no power to do anything. The seed has no power in and of itself that I'm going to be a tree, definitely. No one can stop me. No. Some people write on their bumper saying that non-stoppable or something like this. No. When you die, you will see. Or you are non-stoppable or not unstoppable or something. You say that no one can stop me. That's what I understood from there. Now, this explanation is a very simple explanation. That's why the Quran says how clear we make these signs for those people who go into extremes. We studied there are three ways of approaching this miraculous creation of Jesus. One is denying the miraculous creation, one extreme. Another extreme, because his creation was, his existence took place in an extraordinary way, according to our accustomed way of experiencing the order of the universe, and saying that he's a divine being. But the third way, what we learn from the teachings of the Quran, and also rationally makes sense to us, he was created by God, but given a special mission. His creation took place according to the will of God in a miraculous way, which means in a way that I am not accustomed with, but creates many living beings without having any father and mother relationship. That is what we see in maybe thousands of different kinds of animals, and maybe plants as well. I have no idea about this technical side, but we know that there are such births taking place in the world without father and mother, male and female relationship. That is how we learned from school. Okay, go away. All right. I think the last point is how deluded they are, those people who interpret this event or narration in extreme ways, as we described before, either denying miracles or attributing divine quality to Jesus and Mary. They are deluded people. It means they are not really using their human rationality, and also they are not understanding the way the universe is created. The way everything within the universe is created demonstrates that the creator is in fact giving existence to everything in a miraculous way. It means you cannot explain it within the conditions of this universe as to be the source of existence of anything at any time in any place. Nothing can be the source of existence of anything. This is a miraculous, but because they don't believe in the existence of the things that which take place, which is taking place in a miraculous way, they deny the miraculous act of creation of God. Now, the other verse, let's come to this verse as well. Let me take this one out. 23, Mu'minun, 50 section. I think 23rd section of the Quran is Mu'minun, as I am not. I think so. And verse number 50, and we made the son of Mary and his mother as a sign, and we gave them refuge on high ground and a place of rest, security, and flowing streams. These are, we discussed somehow earlier on. It is a kind of conclusion of the subject. They are the signs of God. What? Because why they are the signs of God? The son of Mary and his mother, it was Mary and Jesus. Why they are the signs of God? When we are accustomed with any action, we don't notice. Every day we breathe, every moment we breathe. We don't notice how valuable the air or the ability to breathe, or our tongues are created in such a miraculous way that they are really getting the air and getting something in the air. They say oxygen. whatever the name of it, and cleaning our blood, which kind of laundry house it is laundry place. But it's incredible. Cleaning my blood. What a piece of meat. Well, we don't think about it. We don't appreciate it. We don't really cry in a humbled way how wonderful this act of creation is. Who is doing that? It must be the one who is the owner of this universe. We don't do that. But once we have a problem of breathing, which is not a accustomed way of experiencing life, then we understand the breathing is so valuable, so precious. Now, exceptional ways of creation attracts human attention and help them. These exceptional creations help human beings understand the value of what they have been given in this world. That is why miracles are exceptional ways of creating. Otherwise, there is nothing exceptional, really. I mean, do you think when father and mother unite, get together, and a child is created out of this combination, is it not a miraculous action? Two cells come together, and one of them is called cell, the other one is called egg. Doesn't really matter. Two different cells come to another. How do they come? Incredible, miraculous. They join, miraculous. They combine together, something is created out of it. I don't know, miracle. A human being comes of it, miracle upon miracle upon miracle. All of them are miracles. But do we see them as miracles? No, we said, oh, the wife and husband got together and they had a baby. Everyone is like that. Every day we see that the different people are given babies. But we don't really get amazed at it. But once a mother, but not a father, breaking our accustomed way of understanding the creation or experiencing the creation, not understanding was wrong, experiencing the creation. That is a sign to draw your attention, to know the value of creation. So these people are created as signs, but as signs, the birth is created as a sign, but it doesn't mean that they are somehow, for example, Mary was not a chaste woman, etc. No. We, by giving them a special status, we gave them refuge on high ground and a place of rest, security, and flowing stream. We also gave them a lot of gifts from us. Why? Because at the end, this baby will grow and everybody will know that this person was subject to a special treatment by God, so that they will pay attention to him. This is the preparation of his messengership within a rather different conditions than the other prophets have been employed on these in certain conditions. Their mission was was difficult because unbelievers and believers, but right and wrong, false and truth were completely separated. So any human being with no Bayesian understanding or ideas can see the difference and understand that the prophet, the message that the prophet brings to them makes sense. And when they realize it, they understand that they were following irrational, nonsense understanding of the life, universe, or existence. But usually life. What is the meaning of life? They understand it because it is clear now, right and wrong, black and white. But how about coming to a gray area with a light color? Of course, it is more difficult to make the distinction. That is why we have favored them with many other gifts as well. So you will understand that we've studied Mary when Mary was going to give birth to child Christ, Jesus. She found a flowing stream underneath it and ready food grown on the branches of a tree. Just shake it a little bit, and your food will come. Favor from God. Of course, it is not we are accustomed with. When you are standing somewhere here, something suddenly comes, a stream under your feet, ready water, and a tree grows and the fruit comes down. We are not accustomed to it, but leave that way. How about our experience of the tree? Yes, it grows, the Mary's tree, if you like, the tree which was given to Mary, grew in a minute or second, and the stream came suddenly there. But look at the stream that we are experiencing and look at the tree that we are experiencing. What is happening? A miraculous way of creation is taking place, but we are accustomed with it. That is why it doesn't look miraculous. We say, I planted a small plant in my garden, and 20 years later, it became a huge tree. You know how the tree grows. Look at the language. You know how the tree grows. Yeah. It means I am accustomed with it. Nothing miraculous. 20 years later, I had lots of fruit. You know why? Because the really tree was fully grown. No. Wood out of wood, and something in a roots of the tree is in the soil, does not necessarily make that this tree is going to or has to produce fruit. No, not at all. Who can create it? Who can make it? Who can guarantee? The cell in the seed, because it is something recorded there, knowledge, its program is written there, then this program is producing it, making it, out of what? How? Do they have qualities, feelings? I don't know, knowledge, power, will, wisdom? and the quality to give shape, to give, to make the distinction, to take which kind of vitamins and minerals it will take from the earth, etc., etc. Is he, or do they know the knowledge of chemistry, or what are they doing? Nothing, just matter, dumb matter. They cannot. It is a miracle, but it is something like, the films. They make it fast forward. Then you see that in 5 minutes tree grow, but in our accustomed way, 5 years. But in the film, they make it like that. Why? This is the same thing. So let's say it's a sign, nothing more. Just a sign for me to attract my attention. Section Nisa, fourth section of the Quran, verse 156. And because they disbelieved and uttered a terrible slander against Mary. What they disbelieved? In one sense, what Mary said, I am virgin, I am chaste, and God created. I don't know, that's not my work. Even when we see that a mother, the way that we are accustomed with, mother gives birth to a child, it is not mother who is creating the child at all. No mother can claim that I am making it. Impossible. So this is a miraculous creation. Jesus's birth is a miraculous creation as well, but as I keep saying the same thing, not in the way that I am accustomed with, but as far as coming into existence is concerned, it is everything like other things, a miraculous creation. So they uttered a terrible slander against Mary because they disbelieved miraculous act of creation taking place in the universe. So if I see that this, I don't know, plant or animal or anything, now I am experiencing coming into existence in a miraculous way, if someone says somebody was born out of father, without any father, everything is created in a miraculous way, why not? The one who is creating this universe can create everything in a miraculous way, as he always does anyways. No, not difficult at all. So let's go for one step further. I think it is time now, what we learned from the story of Mary in the Quran, and how do we apply this story of the Quran in our practical life here and now. We have somehow, I don't know, 11 or 12 minutes. Okay. Oh. This is the summary of the story. Inshallah, we are concluding this story now. First, we know that Mary is the symbol of chastity, not spoiling the way we are created. Chastity means this, not spoiling the way we are created, accepting everything, whether you are married or not. Let's assume a woman. Whether I am married, I have a husband or not. When I am pregnant, whether I have nothing to do with it, no marriage. I am, excuse me, actually, I was going to give the other side. I am married, let's say, again, my wife is pregnant, we were together, and my wife is pregnant. This is a miraculous action taking place. Or a woman without any husband giving birth to a child, equally miraculous way of creation again. So if someone does not spoil his or her understanding of creation, it means if anyone who preserves his chastity, if anyone who preserves his primordial nature, original way of creation, without spoiling her or his human qualities, they can understand the miraculous creation in everything. And whether they have a woman has a wife and husband relationship or not, whatever happens, equally, not surprisingly, equally a miraculous way. What does it mean? We all, women and men, we all have to be chaste people. It means we have to have chastity in our life or understanding. We should try not to spoil our way of creation so that everyone preserves his chastity. Of course, we understand chastity in terms of only not having an illegal relationship. Again, Akabe wrote, if in another word, if someone is Hanif, as you describe, I see. I think he is referring to his previous comment. He's still there, I hope. No, not here, come here now, Mary. So we all have to preserve our chastity. We all have to preserve our original creation. We should not spoil it. Be careful not to spoil it. 100% success is, to me, to my experience, impossible. But at this, we have to aim at it. We shouldn't really mix up our feelings, our expectations, emotional expectations. We shouldn't really mix up with our understanding of creation and try to and start distorting it. We should see the world exactly as it is. That is the prayer of a companion of the Prophet, alayhi salatu wassalam. So show me the reality of the universe as it is. It means we always distort it, spoil it. We always have a deviated approach to it. Why? Because our egoistic tendencies always offer us another alternative. We may be not aware of it. So let's see the first principle. This is the summary. We all discussed all this. Well, briefly, we will go the summary and conclude this story of Mary in the Quran, inshallah. Causes have no effect, no power. That is what we have to establish. Everything is the direct manifestation of the will of the Creator. Everything. So everything is miraculous anyway, for me, for us. It must be so. But we learn this from the prophets after seeing their miracles, if you see what I mean. We see somebody is doing something in an unaccustomed way and say, no, it's not me. It is the Creator of the universe is doing. What does it mean? He's a different person. What does it mean? God created it, not me. But I am the subject of it. That's it. No, sorry, sir. I am the object of it. That's it. I have nothing to do with this creation. This person is the prophet now, brings this news to us and says, causes have no effect. Causes have no power. The causes means really, we have to write the causes as in inverted commas, because causes means as we see as causes, as we see. Otherwise, there is no cause in the universe. Everything is an effect, created, needs to be created. We talked about it. Spirit is inspired into Mary through angels. That is also, causes have no effect. Everything is inspired into everything through angels. Executors of the will of God, the angels are explained, executors of the will of God, who creates with no need of causes. It means, let's say a tree is growing and fruit is produced on it. What happened? Spirit has inspired, in angel spirit is inspired into the tree. It means God meant it to be in this way, and his will is executed by or transformed into a created form. This transformation is called or described as happening through angels in the revelation. That's what we say. Angelic sight means showing that the creator's qualities are manifested there. Creator's qualities are manifested there. These created qualities, manifested created qualities, are symbolized by angels in the Quranic language, or all revelation. Actually, every followers of other religions also talk about angels. So we have to understand that spirit is inspired into Mary means spirit is inspired into my lungs to function as they do. Spirit is inspired into a cat to catch the mice. And so all the abilities, qualities are manifested in each being through the transformation of absolute qualities into a limited form. This transformation is explained in the Quran as taking place through angels. These are interesting points, that not only Mary's giving birth to Jesus was miraculous, my birth was miraculous, your birth was miraculous as well. Or a fruit on the branch of a tree, that is a birth also, is miraculous as well. I don't know, a sheep, we can get milk out of it, is a miraculous creation, isn't it? Eating grass, drinking water, and milk is there. Who can make milk? What can make milk? Out of water and grass. Make it, if you can. These are all evident events taking place, that whatever we call causes are not really the cause to create anything. Okay, two, those who cannot dismiss the causes in this universe denies God's creation in every act of happenings in this world. That is why if someone cannot dismiss the causes to be the agent in the existence of anything else, they cannot believe in Jesus's miraculous existence or birth. Therefore, it is a sign they are not really seeing the universe as God's miraculous creation, acts of creation. So that is why Quran says, who doesn't believe, those who doesn't believe in the miraculous creation of Jesus, either denying Jesus, Mary as a virgin woman, or turning Jesus into a divine being, both are equally disbelievers in God's miraculous creation. So that is the second point. The third point, what's that? All right. Let me see the third point. Miracles happen as each and every act of existence of anything is a miracle. Anyways, this reality is taught in the Quran through Mary's story to us. That's what we learn from it. I think the time is up. We wrap up, speed up. The fourth point I wanted to bring and share it with you. God is not bound to his way of creating. Yes, Sam? Okay. Yes, Sam, your mic was open. Okay. God is not bound to his way of creating. He can always change the way he creates to demonstrate that a person is appointed by him to convey his message to humankind. Do not deify anyone just because God has bestowed his miracles on him or on her. So this is, God is not bound to his way of creating. That is the point we have to understand again. Yes, we may say everything is created in a miraculous way, but we know that this miraculous way is taking place in an order. So in an orderly manner. So the orderly manner does not necessitate for God that he has to follow his order. No, by creating exceptional way of, accustomed way of creation demonstrates that he has his own free will. If he wants, he can change everything. So from time to time, although on a wise reason, on an acceptable reason, he changes his way of creation in order to demonstrate that his will, it has no limit and is absolutely free to choose to create anything in any way as he wills. The fifth point, we have one more. So the fifth point is personal reflection and searching for the truth is essential for each individual. That is what another conclusion I came up as a result of this study. Personal reflection and searching for truth is essential for every one of us. Why and how did I relate this? Because every event, the Quran says, the creation of Mary, sort of giving birth to a child, Jesus, is taking place as a sign for you. It means we have to think, how this child was born without father. Do we need father really? Who is creating the child? Who's creating the child? Mother? No. What is it? The cell itself? Cell is a matter. Ultimately, it's a matter made of matter. So who is creating? Of course, we have to think and say, oh yeah, everything is like that. Everything is in this form. Excuse me. I hope, yeah. Everything is coming into existence in a miraculous way anyway. So personal reflection and searching for the truth is essential for each individual. Yeah, we have to really think about the conclusions or what is happening in this universe, taking one event as an example and expanding it to other events. Okay, now 6, human submission to the revelation and obedience to God's guidance and the consequent reward of God in this world and the hereafter. Mary received it. Mary received it and accepted it as Spirit informed her that she is going to have a baby. She submitted herself, and when the angel spoke to her, she said, okay. What is that? Angel said, that is how God willed. I said, okay, I have nothing to say. But of course, it was very difficult for her. That is what we discussed. The last point is praying to God and making commitments are important elements in our life. That's what we learn. At the same time, we have to pray God. We have to understand that we cannot really do anything what we want, but only what God wills happens. We have to understand this. For example, she was so disappointed. How can I really explain this? But God helped her and made the child speak on her behalf. And child defended, the baby defended mother's chastity. So she said, no, I'm not going to defend myself. She promised that she is not going to speak, which is called, we call it the fast of Mary. Mary's psalm, not speaking, and let God defend you. So if you find yourself in a desperate situation, you say, please God, help me. That is also important. So we have to trust God's choice. He knows the best for us, inshallah. I'm sorry, just quickly wrapped up. Thank you very much. Inshallah, next Wednesday, we are going to start the story of Solomon, as English speakers say, Suleiman. It is very interesting. Again, the Prophet Suleiman's story. Very, very fine points, extremely fine points. I was very happy that I had the opportunity to study the story of Solomon in the Quran. Inshallah, next week we are going to share the story, start and share with us the story of Solomon. Inshallah. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana innaka antal alimul hakim. Wa akhiru da'wahum alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.